Right now at 6, it takes a team. Law enforcement agencies are working together across the state to confiscate dangerous opioids before they hit communities. And a sharp increase in ADHD cases leading to longer wait times for medication. Health experts say there are still ways to get the meds you need.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Amy is off tonight. Every day, officers across the state are collaborating to take down drug operations. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen checked in with those agencies and joins us in studio to explain what they're facing. Good evening, Emily.
Ken, officers across the state are trained to detect and track down inconsistencies, but they can't find those without help.
Heavy drug use affects all of us.
What it does to these communities, the thefts, the burglaries, the child neglect and abuse, the stuff just skyrockets.
This isn't just a problem in La Crosse. Executive Officer for Wisconsin State Patrol, Lieutenant Nate Clark, knows well.
Narcotics distribution is essentially just like any other distribution of commodities. They're brought into hub locations. Generally, those are going to be the bigger cities, and then they're broken down into smaller amounts and distributed out to smaller distributors and dealers.
And at the street level, local officers like Rob Walensky keep watch in neighborhoods.
It only really takes relatively speaking, a small amount of drugs to create a lot of problems in a little town like that.
And on the interstate.
It's really upon the trooper or inspector, or any law enforcement officer for that matter, to communicate with the occupants of those vehicles and look for those indicators of drug activity.
Those searches can lead officers to a bigger problem, but they can't find it alone. Inter-county collaborations are essential.
In order to be effective, you have to reach outside your area.
They use county connections to reach out across the country and tackle the source.
Logically, you deal with this guy that's bringing in the 2 pounds, and then you don't have to deal with all these people here with the gram they're getting from them.
Without these connections, change wouldn't be possible.
We got to do better, and so that's what we're trying to do every day, just get better and make a difference.
As overdose numbers rise in the state of Wisconsin, Walensky says a common source for those is fentanyl. Because of its potency, it often is laced in other substances without users knowing it. But Walensky does add that they have not seen or heard of the rainbow fentanyl being in our area. Ken?
All right, thanks very much, Emily. And Emily will continue this story in the future and explore the kind of collaboration taking place between those counties. And fentanyl test strips are widely available for those in need. La Crosse County has them available throughout the community.
Wow, what a day across the Cooley region. We had temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Plenty of 69s on the map. Eau Claire 69, Sparta made it to 69, and La Crosse made it to 69. Mason City made it to 69, 73 in Wisconsin Rapids, 72 in Marshfield, 67 was the high in Black River Falls. Outside right now, gorgeous out there. 69 is the current temperature in Eau Claire, 62 in Fropa, 61 in Prairie du Chien. We're seeing a clean sweep on the radar scan right now. As you can see, this is going to get a break as we go into the next several hours. Evening planner, we'll see mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the upper, can't stop that. Upper 50s, low 60s. We'll see winds out the south-southwest at around 5 to 6 miles per hour. Now, in all seriousness, coming up in the first alert forecast, the reason why we're laughing, those temperatures are going to cool off substantially. And we're talking temperatures in the 40s. So again, in all seriousness, some places we'll see highs in the upper 40s by the second half of the work week.
Oh, Eric, you are a treasure. Thank you. All right, switching back to news now. Sean Hawk is going to trial for the alleged killing of 32-year-old Sarah Latimer. Along with homicide, he is charged with multiple counts of repeated domestic abuse. Pardon me. Hawk was in court for a preliminary hearing today. An investigator for the Sparta Police Department took the stand and answered questions about the events leading up to Latimer's death. He says Latimer's mother contacted the police department the day before Latimer's death with text messages and pictures from her daughter showing several injuries.
She called to have a welfare check done on Sarah because she had received text messages and picture messages from Sarah. Her little picture was a picture of her face where she had swollen lips and she looked like she was laying on Sean's arm.
Now, Hawk's arraignment will happen November 9th, where he is expected to enter a plea. Following the preliminary hearing, Hawk was sentenced for previous domestic violence charges to 15 months in prison and 2 years of extended supervision. North Side of La Crosse business owners met with local political candidates today. The North La Crosse Business Association hosted the event at the Black River Beach Neighborhood Center. Congressional candidate Brad Paff and State Assembly candidate Chris Woodard met with residents. La Crosse County Sheriff candidates Fritz Leinfelder and John Siegel met with our photographer. Now, drugs and crime are issues that are on both of those candidates' minds, but the two have different approaches to try and combat the issues.
You have people that are breaking into homes, breaking into cars, which creates victims. We have to look out for our victims in La Crosse County.
We have to be able to work within the addiction community to say, we can help offer these resources and understand that people are going to fail, they're going to relapse, but we have to slow down the demand.
Both candidates currently work in the sheriff's office, Leinfelder as an investigator and Siegel as the captain of investigators. A buck at a Vernon County deer farm has been confirmed positive for chronic wasting disease. The farm has been placed under quarantine and no live or dead animals are allowed to leave the property. The Wisconsin and U.S. Departments of Agriculture will investigate the case further. Now, research suggests humans, cattle, and other animals are resistant to the disease, but it's still important to reduce exposure because there are no treatments or vaccines for the disease. A new major at UW-La Crosse is meeting a big need. In January, the university's College of Business will offer a business analytics major. The program will build upon the business analytics minor, which was launched in fall of 2020, in a more immersive way. The major will take 24 credits to complete and is designed to help students start a high-earning business career. The Gunderson Medical Foundation has a new addition. The public is invited to an open house tomorrow evening to check out new downtown offices. Refreshments will be served and guests can shop with local vendors. The offices are now home to the foundation's philanthropy and resolve through sharing departments. The office includes a lobby, work areas, conference rooms, and a local cafe. Now, renovations are not entirely complete. Other Gunderson departments will move into the offices once construction is done next year. Bookworms better not miss out. The Friends of the Onalaska Library are having their annual fall book sale starting tomorrow. Over the next 3 days, you can head over to the Onalaska Public Library to buy books, DVDs, CDs, magazines even for less than $1. The sale will be open tomorrow from noon to 6, Friday from 9 to 5, and Saturday 9 to noon. That'll be a bag sale to sell the rest of the items. And all the money from the event will be used toward library programs and future purchases. Oktoberfest royalty brought their celebration to students today. While folks at home may be missing the festive fun, Hamilton Elementary and Soda students had their own little celebration with the royal family. They sang and danced with kids to folk songs like Edelweiss with the family, and one lucky student had an extra special morning.
My grandma's in Oktoberfest and I got to go up there and sing with her.
Making memories. The Oktoberfest royal family will be making school and nursing home visits through Sunday. They plan to make people's day at over 25 stops in the region. Still ahead, with a rise in ADHD diagnosis during the pandemic, pharmacies are struggling to keep up with incoming prescriptions. And later, an opportunity to support Sparta first responders. Firefighters are throwing a block party fundraiser.
The weekend to-do list. It's a lot easier with the help of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Attachments connect with ease, so you can knock out every task on your list. Whether you're moving earth, leveling a path, or mowing and mulching, one thing you're not doing is wrestling with the attachments. So you actually have time to enjoy your space and work on planning the next big project. John Deere 1 Series compact tractors. Versatile, easy, and affordable. Find yours at Tractor Central.
It's a John Deere day.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Enter the season of giving by helping Wesco and Sparta feed those in need. Bring in a non-perishable food item and get 1% off. Bring 10 and get 10% off. Bring as many as you would like and get up to 20% off. Save money and feed those in need. What can be better than that? Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup is always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
Plan ahead at the 2022 Fall Home Show, only at the Board Store. Visit our kitchen showroom, bathroom showroom, tile and flooring showroom, siding and gutter showroom, window and door showroom, sunroom and deck showroom. All you need, one location. A team of designers, carpenters, electricians, and plumbers to serve you start to finish. And the lowest prices of the season at the 2022 Fall Home Show, only at the Board Store, 524 Copeland Avenue, La Crosse.
Long before women could vote, Wisconsin politicians wrote a law that banned abortion and jailed doctors who performed them.
The 1849 law is an exact mirror of my position.
Tim Michaels would ban abortion, even in cases of rape or incest, and send doctors to jail for performing them. It's not 1849 anymore, and while we might not have been able to vote back then, we sure can now.
Worldwide, 5% of children and roughly 3% of adults have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, more commonly known as ADHD. Depending on the severity of a person's ADHD, medication is one of the options to treat it. But you may see longer wait times at the pharmacy these days. News 8 Now's Dua Asrar spoke to local health experts who say there's an ADHD medication shortage. Good evening, Dua.
Ken, for some people, prescriptions that took 1 or 2 weeks to fill are now taking up to nearly 4 weeks.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, one of the most common telehealth visits was for ADHD.
It's much easier to make an appointment with a physician just to be treated for attention deficit disorder.
ADHD is a chronic condition. Its symptoms include being hyperactive, impulsive, and having difficulty focusing.
I was diagnosed probably as a 13-year-old, so this would be about middle school to freshman year.
ADHD affects all ages and can be treated using medication.
I actually just got prescribed medication, so I'm waiting for it to come in.
A sharp increase for ADHD medication during the pandemic has now led to a shortage.
So there's a much higher demand, and the manufacturers are unable to keep up with supply.
Nursing student Margaret Beiswanger is just one of the people nationwide struggling to get her medication.
It's difficult to obtain all three of those. Especially with changing my dosages.
Beiswanger says getting her prescription used to take 1 to 2 weeks.
But now it's more like 3 to sometimes even 4 weeks. I do stretch what I have to make it last.
Clinical manager at Gunderson Health System Mark Ertz says there are some solutions.
Could be as simple as switching strengths, a higher dose, cutting it in half, or a lower dose, doubling it to make the appropriate dose work for that patient.
Ertz says people with ADHD should fill their prescriptions sooner rather than later.
If you stay on top of it, it can be avoided.
So patients can go on with their everyday tasks.
Now, Ertz says the shortage isn't expected to last forever. He says it should ease up in the upcoming weeks. Ken?
All right, thanks very much, Dua. Health experts say if you're having difficulty filling your ADHD prescription, you should talk to your local health provider. Still ahead tonight at 6, the Golden Rule. A historic sailboat is floating down the Mississippi with a message of peace.
And I hope you enjoyed the temperatures in the 60s and 70s, because by the end of the week, some places may see highs in the 40s. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Beat high fuel costs this winter with a Harmon pellet stove or insert package from Warming Trends. Order now and qualify for a 26% federal tax credit and receive a locked-in rate of $1.99 per ton on your pellets for 3 years. Stop into Warming Trends today.
I'm Tim Michaels, and I know a thing or two about construction. But sometimes, before you start building, you have to tear things down. That's why I'll dump Beaver's job-killing agenda. Totally demolish the woke liberals' anti-police agenda. And hammer Madison's special interest. I'm Tim Michaels. I'm a businessman, not a politician. Tony Evers and his liberal friends have made an absolute mess of Wisconsin. We've got a blueprint to rebuild. But first, we need to do a little demolition.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Sinking driveway, settling patio, collapsing stoop, uneven pool deck. It's a fact. Concrete problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Waterworks.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety.
Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It says here, United Healthcare has America's most chosen Medicare plans and local Medicare plan experts.
They'll even find you a plan with good dental coverage.
How do you know?
Maggie, my local Medicare plan expert. She helped me find the right plan.
With benefits including prescription drug, vision, and dental coverage, our Wisconsin team is ready to help you find a Medicare plan that meets your needs and budget.
Talk to a local Medicare plan expert today at 1-888-SHOP-UHC.
Beat high fuel costs this winter with the Vermont Castings wood stove from Warming Trends. Vermont Castings wood stove add warmth and style to function and convenience. Plus, they qualify for a 26% tax credit. Order yours today. Warming Trends, County Road Zion, Alaska.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
The Golden Rule sailboat sailed into La Crosse today, bringing with it a mission of peace. The historic sailboat started sailing in 1958 as a peace ship to stop nuclear weapons testing. Veterans for Peace now sponsors the newer version, but the mission to prevent nuclear war remains the same to this day, especially with the ongoing conflict in Ukraine.
So this is a very important war to stop before it turns nuclear, and what we're advocating for is get to the negotiating table as soon as possible. Be serious about the negotiations.
The Golden Rule will be stopping in over 100 ports along the Mississippi. It'll be leaving early tomorrow morning for Prairie du Chien. The Sparta Area Fire District is celebrating Fire Prevention Week with a block party. From live demonstrations of equipment to music performances, everyone is welcome, and anyone who's interested in joining the department is also welcome to attend. Organizers say there will be a lot of activities planned for this week, including visits to local elementary schools.
We'll be going to all the public schools this coming week, talking to the kindergartners, first, second, and third graders about fire safety, and they'll go home with a little goodie bag with hopefully some information that they can take on to their parents.
There will be an open house at the department starting at 10 a.m. and it'll end with live music at 10 at night. All the proceeds will go toward updating communication equipment at the station. Time now to switch it up and talk some weather with First Alert meteorologist Eric Dean.
All right, good evening, Ken. Good evening, everybody. Hey, it was gorgeous today. We had temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Ken, I'm glad you got your drink of water earlier. 67 degrees with mostly cloudy skies is the current temperature at the airport. Dew points at 55. Humidity is sitting at 66% with winds out of the south at 10 miles per hour. We are now at 65 degrees here at the TV station. And we can go ahead and skip past that graphic. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the Dean's List. Rain chances for the evening and overnight hours. Much cooler temperatures ahead. We're talking temperatures in the 40s and 50s for highs. And then we see a brief warm up with temperatures going back into the low to mid 60s. So here's a look at the radar scan right now. Seeing a few splash and dash showers just south of Winneshiek and Alameda County up towards portions of Eau Claire County and Rusk County, seeing some rain as we speak. Other than that, a clean sweep across the area. Now, when you wake up in the morning, temperatures in the 40s and 50s will greet you. 49 will be the overnight low in Black River Falls, 49 in Sparta, 52 for Viroqua, 50 in Prairie du Chien, Double Nickel, 55 in La Crosse, 53 in Preston. So let's time everything out with Sky Tracker because we'll see a mixture of clear skies and clouds as we go into the evening hours. The clouds will start to pick up as we go into your Thursday morning. A renegade shower or two is not out of the question. I think the majority of us, though, will start the day off with mostly cloudy skies. And by the 10 o'clock hour, you see the mostly cloudy skies staying in play. Highs tomorrow. Some places not moving much. Look at this, 50s across the majority of the Coulee region. If you want to see 60s, you got to go to Prairie du Chien as well as Boscobel. Otherwise, mid to upper 50s across the area. And if you think that's cold, wait until we get into Friday because this is our weather maker as we go into Thursday night going into Friday. It's the form of a cold front, and it's just that. It is cold. Matter of fact, we get on the leading edge of a high pressure system that's going to allow the winds to shift out of the north. And when it does, today we were in the 60s and 70s. Tomorrow we go into the 50s and 60s. As we go into Friday, we'll see temperatures in the 40s and 50s. 47 in Eau Claire, 49 Winona, 48 Preston, 49 Decorah, 48 in Viroqua, 50 in Black River Falls, 50 in Volk Field. So the first alert forecast for the evening and overnight hours, maybe a stray thunderstorm or two across the area. That's more geared towards the southern part of the viewing area. The majority of us are going to stay mostly cloudy with a nice calm wind, overnight lows in the mid-50s. For tomorrow, we're only going to 58 degrees, folks. Early rain, not out of the question. The clouds will decrease in the afternoon and early evening hours. Winds will be out of the north at around 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 25 miles per hour by Friday. Look at that temperature right there, 52 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Some places, like I said, will see highs in the upper 40s. We got a 59 for Saturday, back into the 60s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We have that rain and thunderstorm chance in the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday. Then we go back into the mid to upper 50s for Thursday. So the 70s, they're gone for the time being. We're seeing temperatures in the 60s. Our average high for this time of year is 68 degrees.
Okay.
So we're kind of hovering right around normal as we go into the second half of the weekend into the first part of next week.
All right, I think we'll take it.
Me too.
Thanks, Eric.
You bet.
Coming up next in sports, the Brewers putting the finishing touches on a memorable 2022 season. And we know Packer fans live all over the country, but how about overseas? The Green and Gold's thoughts on expanding the franchise brand next.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
There's no other place where my story is possible. My mom was a teacher. My dad worked third shift. It was our ticket to the middle class. That's the promise of America I'll fight to protect. While others send our jobs overseas, I'll bring manufacturing back, invest in our own workers, and stock our shelves with American products. And with a middle class tax cut, you'll be able to keep more of what you earn. I know the promise of America, and no one will fight harder to protect it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
I'm Dave Estenson, and I've been a lot of things. Law enforcement officer, long-haul trucker, small businessman, school board member, and a bull rider. I got tired of saying someone should do something, so I'm running for state senate to back the badge and help stop crime, fix our roads and the supply chain, bring common sense back to our schools, and stop the bull, because I quit that a long time ago. I'm Dave Estenson, and I'd appreciate your vote.
Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment. Women said they were groped and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Those who spoke out were fired. Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
Well, they saved the best for last. The NFL started scheduling games in London back in 2007. For the past 15 years, only one team hasn't made the trip overseas, but that'll change on Sunday when the Green and Gold step on the field in the UK to take on the Giants. It hasn't been pretty so far for the Packers, but since their Week 1 loss, Green Bay's reeled off 3 straight wins and Sunday's overtime victory over the Patriots. Just the latest hurdle this team has faced just about a quarter of the way through the season. And on paper, the schedule for Green Bay looks favorable over the next 3 weeks. Now, the preparation for playing a game in London is a lot tougher because of the travel. This Packers team is looking forward to it, but the main goal is getting a win.
Just to share our game with the fans over there and see their atmosphere, see the energy that they bring. And I hear it's a lot of Packer fans over there, so I'm excited.
Right now, the focus primarily for us is getting the game plan in place and having fun with it and enjoying the opportunity to play in front of a different country and show what we can do.
I've never been out of the country. I've never been, this is my first time, going out of the country. So I'm excited about that. For the most part, man, it's a business trip and we got to get a win on Sunday.
It'll be an early one for Packers fans. 8:30 local time kickoff here. That game exclusively on the NFL Network. Season finale for the Brewers today. Rowdy Tellez giving his squad the lead in the 8th. Deep fly to center, just clears the wall. Rowdy's 35th of the year, makes it 2-1 Crew, but it's been the story of really the last couple of months for the Brewers. The lead, short-lived, because in the 9th, Josh Rojas puts Arizona back on top. A 2-run shot makes it 3-2. Brewers fall in their season finale by a final of 4-2. Twins wrapping up their season today. This one was over quick in the first. Gary Sanchez with 2 on. He crushes a no-doubter to left. Twins scoring 6 runs in the top of the first. They go on to win this one big by a final of 10-1. Ken, really almost like the same finish for both the Twins and Brewers. They were both in first place at the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And it just kind of spiraled downhill.
I know, but neither team can kind of get out of its own way.
Yep.
It's amazing because the Twins had such a good offseason. They get Carlos Correa, they pay him a bunch of money, and everybody thinks, oh, him and Buxton. Even if the pitching isn't great, maybe the division is theirs this year. And of course, the Brewers, since the Josh Hader trade, boom, rock bottom.
The crazy part too, though, he wasn't great either.
No.
You know, but it's just they didn't get any pieces to kind of complement that loss. They didn't help the offense at all. It was just a kind of downward spiral.
Gotta spend some money in free agency, perhaps.
Yep. We'll see if that
happens. Make your coverage really interesting, too. All right, thanks, Rob.
You got it.
We'll be right back to wrap things up.
Connect with us on Twitter at News8News. Or you can always find us at news8000.com.
Score great savings Friday through Sunday at Ashley Furniture Outlet with recliners starting at $330, beds as low as $290, and up to 80% off clearance items. Only at Ashley Furniture Outlet in Arcadia, off Flashco Avenue and State Road 93.
Meet Brad Paff. He never had a job outside of politics. Seriously, he hung around long enough to climb that political ladder. He'll never fix Washington. He won't even try. Me, I spent 26 years fighting for our country. I served as a Navy SEAL, and I know how to get things done. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we're sending to D.C.
Find your style today with Patriot Lighting ceiling fans from Menards. Choose from our huge selection with over 40 in-stock options. Patriot Lighting ceiling fans add elegance to any room and reduce energy costs all year round. We carry a great selection of styles and finishes, so you're sure to find the look that's right for you. Save big money and get 11% off all Patriot Lighting ceiling fans right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Right now at Ashley, find great deals on bestsellers in-store and online. These trending styles are in stock and ready for fast delivery, so you don't have to wait. Plus, pay no interest for up to 60 months. Visit your local Ashley store or shop online today.
One final look at your 8-day. Hope you enjoyed the 60s and 70s. We're going into the 50s tomorrow. Upper 40s, low 50s for Friday. Back into the 60s for Sunday through Wednesday. We're going to keep a rain chance in the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday, then back into the 50s for Thursday.
All right, and our PA just pointed out that we look like we're going to a funeral. No, it's because it is National James Bond Day, so maybe tuxes and bow ties at the...
Maybe some glasses too?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go, okay.
It's a plan. We'll see you at 10.